go. All right, guys. Welcome to Super Grapple Bros Podcast, Episode 7. We got a lot to cover today. We are, as the episode is titled, Backlash is Destined for TakeOver. And we titled that because we were doing Backlash predictions, NXT TakeOver Chicago predictions, and we're going to break down all the gaming news that came around Destiny 2, as well as a bunch of other topics in Destiny 2.
Yep.
And, of course, we are also going to be getting into our universe mode. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into it. I've already made my card. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys what we got going on. As Dennis, I will break down what my show is going to be like. I'm going to hit start the show. And we're going to go to that view. And then we'll start talking Raw, and then I'll sim while we run Raw. We're going to do the weekly breakdown of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT very fast because we've got a lot of gaming news to cover, and we want to break down all of our predictions, give reasoning behind our predictions for 2 shows this weekend. So, without further ado, let's get going.
All right. First thing that happened on Raw, Kurt Angle announced that there's going to be a fatal 5-way to Extreme Rules to determine the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar. Those participants include Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe.
And basically to me, that feels like they are telegraphing that Roman Reigns is going to win. It was going to be Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman got hurt.
I don't know. The way they seemed to make it worded at the beginning was that Braun Strowman would be getting the title shot if he didn't get injured. But that now they're doing this match, and I still don't think they're ready to have Roman versus Lesnar yet. But we'll get into that. I guess
unless it's maybe Finn Balor who wins, and maybe they'll have Bray Wyatt cause some sort of like tomfoolery to cost Balor the championship, and then say he loses to Roman Reigns or something or whatever, some trickery. But yeah.
I'm thinking it's either going to be that or it might be Seth Rollins who wins, because, I mean, he's already faced Lesnar one-on-one. He's gotten his butt kicked by Lesnar before, and it won't really hurt his reputation to go into a match with Lesnar for the Universal title and end up losing. So I think there's a couple people that could win. I just don't think it's Roman, that they're going to have Roman yet. But
okay. I'm going to go ahead and sim up to the main event real quick for my Raw as we transition from Raw in real life to Raw in our universe mode. As you see, we got Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho kicking things off for hot opener. Sami Zayn beats the Legend Jericho.
Good job.
And then what we've got going on here is Nia Jax won a 3-way match between Asuka, Bayley, and herself. Triple threat match.
Not Nia Jax, though.
Was it Nia? It was Nia Jax?
No, because Nia Jax is not my show.
Then who was it? Who won?
Maybe
Tamina. That's who it was. Tamina.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to fix that with Tamina. I mixed up Tamina and Nia Jax. Tamina beat Asuka and Bayley. So what we're gonna do is Becky Lynch feels like she was in the triple threat match the fatal 4-way for the title match and hasn't gotten a reasonable shot yet. Asuka and Bayley feel like they both deserve it. And Tamina with her win proved that she deserved it. So we're having ourselves a mini tournament. Asuka's facing Becky Lynch. Bayley's gonna face Tamina, and then the winner is going to be and then the winners are gonna face off next week, and then the winner of that is going to battle Sasha Banks for the title.
One thing I will point out quickly you've already started the show, so you can't edit that one match, so we could just assume
Nia Jax will be a stand-in for Tamina.
Yep,
that's what we'll do.
Lucky
Nia Jax will be a stand-in for Tamina. So Becky Lynch defeats Asuka, so there goes Asuka. Wow. And then Braun Strowman's got himself a promo. It happened. Then we got the Hardy Boys versus the New Day. The Hardy Boys won, and then it's Bayley versus Tamina, not Nia. I'm gonna go full screen here. Whoops, wrong scene. I'm gonna go full scene here, but just ignore that it's Nia Jax. It's really Tamina Snuka. Bayley won anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Then John Cena's calling out Brock Lesnar, and John Cena won the promo battle against Brock Lesnar and picks up momentum in their rivalry. Then we've got ourselves a little flip or flop with your rival going on. Mm-hmm. Last week, Austin Aries and Shinsuke Nakamura tagged up against Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Nakamura and Aries won, which means Aries got a shot against Kevin Owens, and Nakamura gets to name the stipulation of his title match against Reigns, which he has yet to announce. As a result, to keep this thing interesting, Roman Reigns is battling Austin Aries, which he wins, and then Shinsuke Nakamura is going against Kevin Owens in your main event. And I'm going to play that while we rapid fire through the rest of the week in review in WWE.
Cameron, that's basically what I think, except for the fact that I believe if it's going to be either Finn or Seth, and whoever wins is going to face Lesnar, probably like Money in the Bank. And I think they're saving Roman versus Lesnar for probably SummerSlam or something. Not I don't think it's going to be next year, but I think he's going to be coming up. Unless now that Strowman's hurt, when he comes back, they throw him in at SummerSlam or something. But next thing that happened, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. It was a match. It happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was decent. Continued that whole storyline. Then we had Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks, because last week Alicia had gotten her shoulder up and everything, and Alicia won, and good job, Alicia.
I think they're trying to establish Alicia Fox as an actual decent contender to build up the whole Raw Women's division as a whole,
and not just arm candy for Noam Dar.
Yeah, exactly.
After that, we've got the Intercontinental title match. Dean Ambrose defended the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. Ended with Dean losing to Miz by disqualification, in which it was because Miz went to hit Dean with a low blow. Dean caught him and then hit him with a low blow. And then later on, they did a little promo with with Kurt Angle granting Miz a rematch at Extreme Rules because of the fact that, Miz did technically win, blah, blah, blah. And that was that. Good for him.
Yes.
After that was a Bailey and someone who I'm not going to say the first name of because of your Amazon Echo, Bliss.
Shut your mouth, Echo. You keep your mouth shut.
They did a little promo. It was nice. I'm really liking what they're doing with Alexa. And we'll see where it goes from here with that.
Look what you just did. Shut up, Alexa. Yeah, you keep your mouth shut, girl.
And then after that, we had Neville and TJP versus Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries. And, that was another match.
That was a thing.
Happened.
Was it Neville and TJP who won that one? They won that one, right? Didn't TJP steal that one again?
I think so.
Yeah, and basically now there's tension between TJP and Neville, and TJP is like, hey, I'm winning these matches. We're one up in Gallagher and Aries. Maybe you got to think about me for the Cruiserweight title. Yeah. And Neville's kind of like, just focus on them right now. And
well, it's mostly, you'll get your title shot when I have to stop defending the title against Aries. In which I'm just kind of like, he's kind of got a point, because he's already defended successfully against him twice in a row. And this is now going to be a third pay-per-view, so
yes,
we'll see what happens with that. Then we got, after that, Goldust attacked R-Truth.
You skipped over Reigns versus Balor.
Oh, well, that didn't
where Reigns finally got his clean win back on Finn Balor, which made me feel but also made me feel it had to happen because Balor already got his win on Reigns.
Yeah, I feel like it could have happened when Reigns wasn't injured and sporting bandages, but
yeah, right.
Whatever.
Maybe, yeah, probably bad timing. That's probably that's probably a match that Balor should have won.
Yeah, I can understand.
Given the fact that Roman's in a weakened state right now from Braun Strowman, like you said.
Yeah, I can understand giving him a clean win over Balor, but the time isn't now, seeing as he's injured. But.
Yeah, kind of not good.
Yeah. So yeah, R-Truth got attacked by Goldust. We'll see what happens with that.
I was like, I remember last week, I was like, it seems like they're really trying to build them up to actually do something. Nope. That didn't last long. That's the whole Golden Truth experiment seems to be over. It looks like we got Goldust as a heel. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with these two guys, because it's like, what do they have going on right now, aside from the fact that Goldust turned on Truth and is frustrated with Truth, but we'll see.
They'll have a match at Extreme Rules, and then they'll ride off into the sunset.
No, they won't. They'll hang around for like 4 or 5 years.
Well, I mean, I could see them transitioning to doing more stuff in the back, or at least R-Truth still being on camera, but I mean, Goldust and R-Truth are both pretty high up there in age, so I could see them being like, yeah, we're going to take more of an agent role.
Yeah.
We missed
Big
Strowman
Stupid said
too.
that he missed Strowman already, and Cam says he'll be back soon. Yeah, I think he'll be back soon. I need to focus. I'm in a match right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. Did he actually legitimately hurt himself, or is this like a storyline?
Yeah,
it feels like a storyline.
He legitimately hurt his ankle, and he could be out up to like 6 or 8 months or something like that.
Oh, that sucks. And they just used the whole he dislocated his shoulder, slamming through the ambulance.
Well, no, they actually talked about how he actually legitimately injured his elbow, and it actually happened during the whole match or thing that happened with Roman Reigns last week, and he was actually flown.
But I could have sworn I heard Angle say as the kayfabe reason during his promo that he hurt his elbow because he slammed through the ambulance door attacking Reigns after their match.
He just said because of the attack by Roman Reigns.
Okay. Attack on Roman Reigns.
No.
Oh, attack by Roman Reigns last week.
Yeah, with the steel chair and everything. Like, he
Okay.
was flown from England straight to go get surgery and everything. So.
Okay. That sucks.
4 to 6 weeks, but I know they had announced possible 6 months. But
I was gonna say I don't remember Angle saying that it was gonna be months, because that would really suck. Because Strowman was killing it.
Vic Popola asked, "Who's your favorite wrestler?"
I have to think on that. We gotta keep moving though.
We'll get to that a little later. I'm sure I'll have an answer in a little bit when we get to it. Then we had Big Cass versus Titus O'Neil, which was, oh, look, it's going to be Enzo versus Apollo. No, you should have read it's going to be me versus you. And it was short, sweet, and I actually enjoyed something Titus O'Neil did that involved him having action in the ring for once.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I liked the whole him being like, no, I'm in a $3,000 suit. I'm not gonna I'm not in a $31 suit. I'm not gonna wrestle. And Cassie's like, yeah, you are.
Although I had to say, I think my favorite part of the match was actually afterwards when Enzo Amore took a selfie of Titus O'Neil knocked out in the ring with Titus O'Neil's phone, and then Apollo Crews went and hit him with a kick to the head. And in a lot of these kind of situations, you would assume that they would do something like have Cass get involved. But instead of doing that, Cass just kind of looked at Enzo like, what did you expect was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that, where you're just like, no, I'm not even going to defend you. Why did you do that?
Yeah. By the way, Shinsuke Nakamura in this match is still injured from the injury he suffered prior to his championship match.
I think he suffered it from his match against Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. But
yeah. So
Undertaker is good
now. Are we at now?
We
all done with Raw now, or are we moving on?
No. The last thing that happened on Raw was Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt for the first time, in which it was a decent match until Samoa Joe got involved and ended the match.
Yeah,
not a surprise. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Monday Night Raw.
That was a thing. It happened. There wasn't anything like incredibly ridiculous that happened. And we got lots of stuff to go over. So
yep.
Let's move on to SmackDown then.
Yes. SmackDown Live. One thing I'll point out quickly, Cameron, we did not watch the UK show today yet. I was actually talking to Murpho about it earlier, and am very interested in seeing it, but did not get to watch it yet. We've been basically just I had a bunch of stuff to do today with my family, and we've just been trying to get all this stuff ready. So
yeah, it's been a very busy day for the two of us, so we haven't had the chance.
That's the late
Looking
start.
forward to it though.
Yes. With SmackDown Live, first thing that happened was the Kevin Owens highlight reel, stealing it from Jericho, and AJ Styles came out, and he wasn't the guest, and it was Jinder Mahal. And I was all like, why so much with Jinder Mahal? Enough Jinder Mahal. Let's just get past that.
Did you say Ginger Mahal?
Yeah, it could be. I was saying it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened. And then after that, because I don't want to talk about that guy for too long, it was Jinder Mahal's versus AJ Styles. And that was a match, and it happened, and AJ Styles lost to Jinder Mahal. And I was upset about that.
That was...
Well, it wasn't really clean. I mean, Kevin Owens got involved.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Kevin Owens hit him while the Singh brothers were distracting him.
Yeah, hit him right
I'm sorry, the Bollywood boys, I mean.
Yeah, I wish they were still called that. Have they fixed the submission system in the game?
In 2K17? It's the same as last year.
He says
so if you mean compared to last year, no. If you mean compared to years prior, it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, they actually do have an alternate one you can do in this.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's basically instead of the whole joystick thing, it'll show a button and the two people have to button mash that button and it'll change. But yeah, after that was Breezango versus the Colognes. Once again, a match that happened.
And they also had a decent decent segment.
And then another good promo from the Usos afterwards.
Yeah, the Usos have been killing it in the promo department this month, and they should not lose the titles anytime soon. The way I see it, the way they're going.
Agree 100%. After that, there was the contract signing for the 6-woman tag match, which led to Carmella versus Naomi. Which, okay, we'll see what happens when it gets to the pay-per-view and everything.
Yeah.
After that was the last match of Randy Orton versus Baron Corbin, which was a good match until the whole Jinder Mahal thing again. In which I have to say, once again, very quickly, enough with that finisher. Pick a new finisher. It's not impressive.
You're the only one who doesn't... You seem to be the only one who doesn't really like it. I don't mind it.
It's not that...
It's everything else about Jinder Mahal that I don't like.
Well, it's... like I said, to me, it's the fact that... I love the Fashion Files, by the way, yes. It just always bothers me when someone has a finishing move that doesn't look that impactful, but... Whatever. Moving on.
John Cena would like to have a word with you, sir, and so would The
But
Rock.
he can make it look impactful.
And so would Hulk Hogan.
But they can make it look impactful. The guys can sell it well. With this move, people aren't even really selling
well, then
it.
is that Jinder's fault, or is that Randy Orton's fault for not selling it or bumping it properly?
It's everyone he's done it to, including Sami Zayn and stuff.
Hmm.
But anyway,
land on your neck.
God,
no, don't land on your neck.
I'm not surprised that they're doing a takeover before Backlash, because I think they announced that they want to start doing more takeovers.
Yeah, they want to. I'm fine with it. They want to do more takeovers, and it's still before a pay-per-view in the same cities. They're still taking over in that city, so I don't really mind it. I love NXT. I watch and pay more closer attention to NXT than I really do on the main roster. Like
Yeah.
I keep pace on the main roster, and I'll try to watch a show or watch highlights every now and then, but I try never to avoid NXT, and I always try to catch NXT shows, so
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Love me some NXT.
Yes.
Which, speaking of NXT, getting into it, first thing that happened on NXT this week was Drew McIntyre versus Sean Maluda. It was nice to see Sean Maluda back.
It was a good match, but Drew McIntyre kind of messed up his eye on the rope there.
Yeah, not only that, but the one other issue that I have with it is he made Maluda look kind of weak. But whatever. But
McIntyre is supposed to go into I guarantee you immediately once this whole Bobby Roode Hideo Itami thing is over with, McIntyre's going up and going to be fighting for the NXT Championship. So when he's going up against somebody in Maluda who is basically so far, like, I like him. I see him having a bright future in the company, but as far as like where he's at in NXT right now in his career right now, his purpose mainly is just to put guys like Drew McIntyre over.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Shinsuke, because he's in the ring. Drew McIntyre, there we go. I don't know if he'll be the next one to challenge for the title. I think it might be Roderick Strong or maybe Eric Young or something, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. Which, speaking of that, the next thing that happened was they announced that Eric Young will be facing Roderick Strong at NXT TakeOver. Mm-hmm. Then they did a quote-unquote interview with Asuka,
where she was just being a bitch, capital bitch.
Yep.
Which was good though, and then she immediately came out and turned and like completely changed her like personality by like being nice to the fans and everything. And so that was cool.
Like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Sonya Deville versus Lacey Evans. I like the match, and I really am a big fan of Sonya Deville, who I believe was going by Daria Baronato before.
Okay.
MMA background.
I know what happened, but for some reason I just can't remember the match.
It was a decent match. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but it was good. Sonya hit basically a standing shining wizard as her finisher. Looked alright enough, but I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. And then they had Cassius Ohno versus Andrade Cien Almas, in which Ohno...
Which is the main event.
Yeah, that was the main event match. Ohno came out as the winner. It was a really good match, in my opinion. A lot of nice strikes from Ohno in that match. Yeah,
basically, Ohno showed off what he could do, and Almas did what he does best in NXT at the moment, which is pretty much make guys look really, really good while losing.
Yes.
And I will say, Almas is as a personality and as a wrestler, I feel like Almas is finally starting to find his groove.
Yeah.
Like, not just, like, find his spot in losing to guys. Like, I really think he's, like, finally finding his character and getting in touch with his inner heelness. and it's starting to work out for him, and I see better things coming for him all along the horizon.
Yeah, I really hope they start doing better things for him. I could see him getting bumped up to the main roster sooner rather than later.
I don't know about bumped up the main roster. I think he needs I think he'll contend at some point for an NXT championship. I don't think he'll win, but I think they'll want to put him in that situation before they move him up.
Yeah, true. Let's see if this does it. Right. Yeah, and then they did a Hideo Itami Bobby Roode promo, which I believe ended with another GTS to Bobby Roode.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good.
They also in order to hype up Hideo Itami, because like Big Stupid saying, like, Hideo kind of hasn't had much steam since he came back, which I think he's been gaining steam. I think people still love him because he's still Kenta. He just doesn't have that kind of nuclear, like, kind of like excitement and hype around him like when he first came in, because the injuries killed that. But
yeah,
I think he's built himself up pretty nicely, and those vignettes this week that showed his history with Rude and everything helps. And by the way, Shinsuke Nakamura, despite injured, battles and defeats Kevin Owens. So both Roman Reigns and Shinsuke looking mighty tough this week.
Yeah.
Wonder who's going to win their next championship match.
Yeah.
Nakamura still to announce the stipulation for their championship match at the next pay-per-view.
Yep. And now I can get started on mine show.
Yep.
And we can discuss...
Well, before we move on to to TakeOver Chicago and Backlash predictions, I just want to talk about one thing that happened in the wrestling world that was a big news.
Okay.
That was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Just dumping on Bully Ray or Bubba Ray.
Headlock.
And then people reacting to him and getting ticked off at him, and then him just going nuts on indie guys in general.
Yep.
Just going on a rant. Not so much a rant, more like a calm and collected and just flat out savage statement.
Yeah.
And basically
dive.
Yeah. Basically if you haven't seen it, what happened was Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, I believe he was doing a show for, was it Impact? Is he back with Impact now? Or was it Ring of Honor he was working with?
Something like that.
And he basically posted a photo of him doing a dive from the second turnbuckle or the top turnbuckle onto a bunch of guys across body. And it was just an image and it just said dive. And Randy Orton, just kind of uncalled for, just said, what was it? Like something about just a overweight vet trying to get over or something like that.
Something like that.
Or no, it wasn't. That's not a dive. That's an overweight vet falling.
Oh God.
And so people flipped out and came to Bully Ray's defense. Yeah, it was at ROH, Cam. Thank you for that. It was at ROH, and so a bunch of guys went to defend him, and he just went on and saying, like, you know, you guys can be fine with thinking your diving and flippy crap is art and great and makes compelling wrestling. Meanwhile, I'll be over here while you're over in your bingo halls doing your crazy, stupid, ridiculous flips. Meanwhile, I'll be over here enjoying my 14th World Championship without 13th World Championship without having to do any of that stupid stuff and just living the life of like a superstar, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Don't take what I'm saying literally, but that was pretty much along the lines of what he said. But it was just savage. I'm actually going to try and dig up the tweet. Because that's what a good podcast host and journalist would do. So I'm going to search for Randy Orton. And so, yeah, he just basically said that, and it was straight savage. And it really ticked off a lot of the wrestling world. Not so much WWE. WWE people kind of just was like, yeah, that's a thing. Just didn't do anything. And then here's what it is. Here's what he said in response. Randy Orton said, "Sorry to the indie marks, indie guys, and old timers who do dives took offense. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing the SmackDown Live tour, while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows." Not him, the show. SmackDown did. Now I know to some that it doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere, but in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. Shots fired at the Young Bucks. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month. Headlock.
God.
straight savage, straight fire from Randy Orton. And then to add fuel to the fire, Drew Gulak made a sign and posed Randy Orton with the title that said "No Fly Zone" on it.
Yep.
And Randy Orton retweeted it. So if you guys haven't seen it, here it is for you guys on the video screen, watching it back. So really, I mean, Randy Orton has kind of got a point with what he says.
So does Big Stupid, though, if you want to read that.
But, yeah, let's see what Big Stupid said. No, what did he say? I'm connecting still. I disconnected. What did he say? Coming from Orton, that is laughable. His whole gimmick is the last 15 years is scowl out of nowhere, leave. Hey, it's made a lot of money, though. I mean, and Randy Orton has busted his ass over the years. I mean, he's got a point from what he's saying, because in indie wrestling there is a lot of there is a fair amount of just crazy spots. I happen to like that kind of stuff, but it's obviously not what's mainstream and popular, like on the WWE scale. So to an extent he's got a point, but also to an extent he's being a real ass.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of uncalled for him to lash out at Bubba Ray when Bubba Ray really wasn't doing anything, minding his own business, just trying to post something to, like, build up hype for his fans or share something with his fans. So he was kind of being a jerk. So, like, I can't defend him in that regard. Like, for his opinion, I can't blame him for his opinion. I can go about and say that he was a jerk for the way he went about expressing his opinion, considering it wasn't warranted, and he just did it to, like, bash Bubba Ray Dudley, and then went out to attack indie marks or the IWC and indie wrestlers everywhere. Ricochet, a couple of days ago, he mentioned that Cam mentioned that Ricochet versus Ospreay was listed match of the year, just overall, which is a point that had a lot of flippy stuff. I mean, there is flippy matches and flippy wrestling that can be really good, that can have story and psychology and everything, and have insane crazy stuff and just be a spot fest, but also be good.
Yeah, and one thing I'll point out that I've seen other people point out is with Randy Orton, he doesn't really know as well as some other people what it's like to grind his way on the indie circuit, seeing as how he got into the WWE at a young age, became the youngest WWE champion of all time, and has basically been in the main event picture of WWE since then, at just over 20 years of age.
Yeah, but Randy's been on the road for years. He knows what he's doing.
No,
he's been in the top.
That, but I mean, to talk down to people that are in this whole thing that he didn't experience as much as them, especially during this time.
Mm-hmm. Big Stupid saying that apparently Bubba Ray said after the fact that this potentially might stem from the fact that he and Orton have old heat against each other, because apparently they all got hurt when Batista and Orton tagged against the Dudley Boys when they were, I guess, in Evolution.
Yeah.
So maybe they all blamed each other or whatever. So it's probably just Randy Orton seeing a guy who he doesn't really like or maybe respect in the back. Saw an opportunity to take a shot and took the shot, and then just saw
Take the shot.
Saw people get all butt hurt, and so he decided to lash out.
Yep.
I mean, Ricochet also said, what was it? Ricochet also said a couple days later, I think it was, that he doesn't care. He still likes Randy Orton. He likes Randy Orton's wrestling. He said that Randy Orton's entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
And he still likes all wrestling, and he just wants everybody to just kind of. He didn't really so much say to forget the situation and just get over it and embrace wrestling. He's just he's like, I still like Randy. I like Bubba Ray. I like all kinds of wrestling. It doesn't matter to me. I just enjoy wrestling.
Yep.
That was kind of me paraphrasing what he said. So yeah, it was ugly, and I really can't defend Orton's methods and how he attacked Bubba Ray, but I think he's completely entitled to his opinion.
Yep. And
he does have a point to an extent, and he is also the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, so
that's true.
That's that.
Let's show off the card.
All right, so we're going to show off the card for... That's the wrong scene. That's the wrong scene. That's the right scene.
There you go.
We are going to be showing off the card for SmackDown, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do predictions.
Yep. And I'm gonna do simming up to the main event. Then we'll do predictions, and I'll play the main event.
Yes.
All right. First thing that's happening on this show: Gallows and Anderson are getting their rematch for the titles that they lost to the Usos at, I think it was Extreme Rules we did. And let's see if they can pull it out. And oh no, the Usos have won. So
Oh boy.
Club is not all powerful.
Potentially could be challenging for the titles in the future, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a title match. It was their rematch for their titles that they lost.
That was for the title. Oh, it was for the titles.
Yep.
Ooh, so we got new tag champs, new SmackDown tag champs.
No, you're not listening.
What?
Usos won the tag titles at Extreme
so
Rules. This was their mandatory contractual rematch.
Oh yeah, that's right. They
did not
did
pull
win.
it out.
They did win that one. Okay, all right. I'm dumb.
Yep. Next is a fatal four-way match: The Miz, Luke Harper, Tyler Breeze, and Apollo Crews. Tyler Breeze, nice. We'll see what that has to do for him later in my
Easy
plan.
breezy. What?
Next we have Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro. Dean Ambrose won.
Cesaro.
Alexa Bliss, the current champion. Shut up, Echo. Versus Natalia.
Alexa, you shut your mouth. Shut up. Yeah, that's right. You keep your mouth shut, Alexa.
Bliss defeated Natalia. And then we've got a call-out promo by AJ Styles, who called out Bray Wyatt, who defeated him
In the promo.
So Bray Wyatt might get another shot at the WWE Championship.
Ah.
And now we've got a triple threat match: Baron Corbin, Kane, and Samoa Joe, in which Baron Corbin won.
Mm-hmm.
And now, to finally settle the rivalry,
Dolph Ziggler is using his mandatory rematch on...
Using his mandatory rematch, partially because he won that match last week.
In a steel cage match.
Steel cage match for the United States
having title matches all over the place on your regular shows, man. You're not saving them for the pay-per-views?
Well, people need rematches, and we could also set up more title matches.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if he would do it. It would be funny, though. Cam said he hopes that he can't wait to see Orton in a match do a fake dive spot.
I could definitely see him doing that this Sunday at Backlash.
Yeah.
Make it look like he's going to do a suicide dive or something to
like
the
on
outside.
The both Singh brothers and Jinder.
Then just stop and just like kick someone in the head or something.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do predictions and then I'll start the match, right?
Yeah, you'll get the match started and then we're going to kick into predictions.
All right.
So, as we kick into predictions, let me I'll go full screen and break this down for you guys. We started doing predictions with the last event. What was the last event? Extreme Rules for Raw. What we have here, this is from me from winning a Content Creators Tournament for WWE 2K16. It is a replica WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt. This is going to represent who is the predictions champion on the Super Grapple Bros between myself and Dennis. We're going to predict the weekend's super shows, or pay-per-view events, whatever you want to call them. Whoever has the better prediction record becomes the champion. At Extreme Rules, we broke even, so since there was no champion, the title remains vacant. Once one of us wins the title, though, if there's a tie, champion's advantage, whoever is the champion gets to keep the title. And whoever is crowned champion gets to wear this or flaunt it, basically, in the shows until the next pay-per-view event. Not do whatever they want with it. I don't trust what you would do with this thing in your free private time.
I'm not saying in my private time. I'm just saying on the show I might go full Shawn Michaels with it, but...
I expect you to disinfect it with bleach 10 times over if you ever do that, and I will slap you across the face.
We'll see.
All right. Anyway, we are going to be doing predictions for both NXT TakeOver Chicago and Backlash. So we're going to start off with TakeOver Chicago. Are you ready to get going? Because you can get started. And I will switch us over.
Yeah.
In scenes. All right. Switching scene back over. We're going to get the SmackDown main event going as we predict. All right. We are starting with NXT TakeOver Chicago. The first match is going to be that we're going to talk about is Authors of Pain versus #DIY NXT Tag Title Ladder Match. Mm-hmm. My prediction is that we are going to be seeing the Authors of Pain win. My pick is the Authors of Pain. I mean, the fact that it's a ladder match makes me believe that DIY's got more of a shot, and then we could maybe see a blow-off at the next takeover between the two of them. But part of me feels like they put the titles in the Authors of Pain, and they want to just ride that train as far as possible. And then once DIY loses, they can bring a new team, like maybe a Heavy Machinery, in to challenge for the titles. Because as we remember, we had this argument before I believe that DIY, no matter what the match was going to lose the titles. Then Heavy Machinery was going to face DIY, defeat DIY.
Ciampa is injured. Since when?
Ciampa's injured? Is he? The match is still happening though. But
yeah, I found that out today about that match. I looked it up today, but
he'll probably still. That means that proves me even more that I think Authors of Pain are going to win. They'll probably have him compete, but they'll probably limit him then. If it's going to be a serious injury and they're going to be out for a while, then they'll limit him, and Authors of Pain will go over. But I seriously believe it's going to be Authors of Pain are going to beat DIY, and then DIY, they're either going to get ready for a main roster thing, or they're going to get involved in the championshipness after the fact, and then you'll get Heavy Machinery going up. I think maybe Heavy Machinery will defeat the Authors of Pain finally, then maybe have Heavy Machinery turn heel, then maybe DIY finally wins the titles back, or DIY goes up.
If I were to guess, I'm going to say my prediction is going to be Authors of Pain as well.
Is that because of the new Ciampa news?
No.
Or just in general? That's
just in general. That's what I thought. It's a bad leg injury, apparently, and it happened this week.
That's bad.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll just take the match off the card. But if it does happen, these are our predictions. And I think it might be that when DIY loses, they may stick around for a little while, but I feel like they're going to head up to the main roster at some point. And I think they're basically done from here.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll replace DIY with Heavy Machinery, or they will have them compete and well, I don't know. Is who was it? Shane Thorne or Nick Miller who was hurt?
I think it was Thorne. I'm not sure.
Is he fully healed and back?
I don't know, but it's been a while.
Could be. They could do that as a surprise, or they could just. It's a ladder match. They could just start with a ladder match
for the match. I'm saying just in general.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like, if it's a ladder match, so if they really want to, as long as Ciampa can stand, and he can get to the ring, they could just have Authors of Pain ambush Tommaso and Ciampa at the start, hurt Gargano, and then take out Gargano by putting him through a crap ton of ladders and stuff, basically causing him to get injured, and they have to take him to back, and then it's a handicap ladder match, basically Authors of Pain versus Gargano.
Might be a replaced partner. I don't know who it would be, but
Gargano and McIntyre, maybe they could do a replacement partner. But if I was gonna go but if you do a replacement partner, it's gonna telegraph, I think, that Authors of Pain is gonna win. And I feel like it's almost the same thing if you do a replacement tag team. So I think your best bet might be if Ciampa can like still do a little bit, you have Ciampa get taken out at the beginning, and then maybe at the very end he comes back if he's not hurt too bad to help them win the match, or he comes back to try and make a save at the end and fails.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Then next up, Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross, the NXT Women's title. I'm going with Asuka. I do not see Asuka losing. As I've said, Asuka, if she's going to lose, she's going to lose to Ember Moon.
Agreed.
So, that's quick and easy. Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross, I think, are going to want at each other's throats so much that they're not going to focus enough, and Asuka's going to walk away from there, get more heat. Maybe Ember Moon will come out after the fact. Even though she's injured, maybe she'll come out to like intimidate her, or just do a stare down, or maybe hit what is it? The Eclipse is what she calls her finisher.
Yeah,
the Eclipse. Maybe she'll like come out of nowhere, jump off onto the turnbuckle when Asuka is celebrating. Then when Asuka turns around, hit the Eclipse. Then after that, we have Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne for the WWE UK title, and I think they're gonna pull the trigger on a title change and give the title to Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think that's what might happen, but just to have some slight difference, I'm gonna go with Tyler Bate because I feel like this is the chance that has the most opportunity of going either way.
Yeah. Yeah, because I could really see Bate holding on to it, and then maybe you get like a super heel turn for Dunne where he just starts beating up on Bate after the fact, brutalizing him, and then maybe beating people up in matches outside of that, and then you've got yourself like an actual bit of rivalry over the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're going to put it on Pete Dunne because I feel like Tyler Bate's going to be around for a long time. He's going to win the championship again. But that's our first differential, so we'll see. Then we got Roderick Strong versus Eric Young. I think Eric Young's going over.
Really?
They've been building up, and see, I'm kind of torn on this one. Like, I feel like my gut says Eric Young, just because of everything that happened with Eric Young and Ty Dillinger. But my brain thinks it's going to be Roderick Strong because of how they've been building up Roderick Strong.
Okay.
But I feel like you got to give Roderick Strong something to do for a while, because I feel like Itami and Rude might be going for a while, and then you've got McIntyre waiting in the wings. So you might want to have this last a while. Maybe have Eric Young by way of sanity, like, screwery or distraction-y having Eric Young win. So you know what? I feel like it can go either way, but I'm gonna go with Eric Young.
Okay.
And I very well admit that I could be easily wrong, and it could be Roderick Strong.
Okay, so that's your final decision. You're not changing it, right?
Yes.
My pick is Roderick Strong because I have a feeling at the very least he will win by DQ.
Okay. I think he's gonna get the win no matter what. Even if Sanity comes in, it's gonna be like an attack because Roderick's about to win, legit. So they're gonna come in and beat him up. So that way Roderick gets the win on disqualification. They get the beat down on.
That's
Roderick.
Sanity's usual MO. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, sounds good. And then the title match: Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami. As much as I want Hideo Itami to win, like I said, he's gained some steam, but I don't think he's gained enough to overcome the draw that Bobby Roode has become for NXT.
Yeah.
So I think Bobby Roode is going to retain, as much as I want to see Hideo Itami have that championship around his shoulder.
Same.
I feel like I feel like Bobby Roode's holding on to that championship until Drew McIntyre challenges for the title.
It's possible.
That's my thought. What's your take?
I think it's gonna be Bobby as well.
Okay. So we have two differentials here. Quick recap. Authors of Pain DIY, we both have Authors of Pain. Asuka, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, we both have Asuka. Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, I have Pete Dunne, you have Tyler Bate. Roderick Strong versus Eric Young, I have Eric Young, you have Roderick Strong. And then Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami, we both have Bobby Roode. Now moving on to Backlash, we've got the kickoff match, Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. I don't even think this is even a question. Ty Dillinger, I think, is going to win this. You're trying to build up Ty Dillinger, not Aiden English. And you're building a gimmick with Aiden English where he cries when he loses, so why would you have him win unless you're really trying to build up Aiden English? But I feel like that would hurt Dillinger more than it would help English.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Ty Dillinger.
I'm going to say Ty Dillinger, and I think, if anything, it'll just be like, if they want to build up English, it'll be he attacks Dillinger after the match.
Yeah. Then we got Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. I'm going to say Luke Harper, but the fact that Eric Rowan won their first match would not make me feel surprised if Rowan wins. So I'm going to go with
and
Luke
you
Harper.
have a new United States champion.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Ty Dillinger just lost the U.S. title to Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, well. The rivalry continues.
I thought that was the blow-off match.
It was supposed to be, but... Oh, well.
Who you wanted to win didn't win.
I guess, yeah, I guess Dolph is going to keep the title and he's going to have a new challenger.
All right. Maybe easy breezy.
That's what I'm thinking.
Poor Ty. Well, he held the title for a week.
Yeah,
or 2.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right, so I went with Luke Harper. Part of me makes me want to doubt this because Eric Rowan won their singles match in SmackDown, but I feel like Harper is the one who's the better... Not that Eric Rowan's bad. I feel like Harper is the one who's the better talent. I feel like he has something special. I feel like he can be a future WWE or Universal Champion sometime down the line. Definitely a future U.S. and Intercontinental Champion again.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you got to get behind Harper, unless you're really, really trying to build Rowan. But you're also like costing Harper. You're also like de-pushing Harper after what you've built him up so much. Cam said, have you seen... We're switching off now with Universe Mode over. Cam said, have you seen Rowan's Twitter? I haven't looked myself, but apparently he's teasing Sister Abigail.
Interesting.
But
I
Sister
mean,
Abigail
this wouldn't be
technically
the first time that people have been teasing stuff on Twitter, and it's just them trying to get interest in themselves.
It could be what they do, though.
It could be. My guess is also going to be Harper, though, because Harper is great in the ring. I mean, he's been doing feuds with people like Randy Orton, and I don't think they're gonna, discredit him just to have Eric Rowan, who showed up out of nowhere just to be a part of a feud that wasn't even about him. I think they gave him the one win to give him something, and then after this match, they might have him go after other people and start building things up, but I think Luke Harper's gonna win.
You know what I'm gonna do? Just to be different? I'm gonna change my prediction. I'm going to go to Eric Rowan.
Okay.
That way we're both different. And what Cam said about teasing Abigail, maybe they're doing something where Rowan is also channeling Abigail. And maybe they're trying to build up Rowan. And also maybe this is just a start of something to do for the two of them for a couple months. And they'll have a rivalry for a few months where Rowan will pick up the first win. So that way it forces Harper to, get up off his ass, wake up, and actually win the rivalry in the end.
True.
So I'm going to go with Rowan, but I believe that when this is all said and done, Harper's going to be the one who wins the rivalry.
Okay.
Then we got Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. I love Sami to death, and this is a tough one because I love Sami to death, and they did put Sami over on Strowman when he was in a rivalry with Strowman, but I also feel like they're really trying to build up Baron Corbin. So like this is really hard for me.
Okay.
I really don't know. I was initially leaning towards Corbin. You know what? I think I'm going to stay with Corbin.
Okay.
Because I think if Corbin wins, that gives Sami something to chase still. Because Corbin could potentially say, no, I'm done with you, Sami. But Sami, always a fighter, always the underdog, says, no, I know I can beat you. Face me one more time. Sami wins, and then maybe they have a blow-off match in the 3rd month.
I think whoever wins this match is going after the U.S. title next.
You think so?
Yep. It's my guess.
That makes me iffy. Because I don't know who's going to win the U.S. title match either. Baron Corbin or Sami Zayn? That means you could get either Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. In which we're revisiting Kevin Owens versus Sami.
That's going to go on forever, though.
Yeah. Who are you gonna go with? Because I'm having a hard time deciding.
I honestly was gonna pick the opposite of whoever you picked. So if you want me to pick and you're gonna pick the opposite of whoever I pick,
okay,
I'll make it easier for you then.
Who are you gonna go with?
I'll pick Corbin.
All right, then I'll go with Sami. That's fine with me because I am split down the middle on this. I really don't know who's gonna win.
That's why I was gonna say whoever you pick.
They're both really good guys. They're both hard workers. They're both putting on a good feud. They're both gonna have a good match, and I'm just don't. And WWE is. I think they're trying to protect both of them. I don't think they want to make either of them look bad. So it's gonna be hard. So it's hard to figure out who's gonna win.
Yep. Next match.
All right. Next match will be is Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky versus the Welcoming Committee. I'm going Welcoming Committee.
All right.
Because I feel like you got to give the heels the win on that one if you want to have this go for a while.
I'll go with Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky then.
Okay. You got any reasoning just to be different than me, or do you have an actual reason?
A little bit to be different, but also I feel like they've just been getting beaten down by the Welcoming Committee so much that this will give them something. And once again, the whole thing of, you know, if a heel loses, they could always beat up the face after the match anyway.
That is very true.
But I have a feeling that, you know, Welcoming Committee is probably going to win because they've got James Ellsworth on their side. But
yeah,
if any team has a chance against them, I feel like, you know, the women's champion and 2 members of the 4 Horsewomen of WWE stand a chance.
Yeah, I just think Ellsworth trickery and Tamina as the powerhouse X Factor is gonna.
Can I get an automatic win of that title if my prediction of Ellsworth goes to give no chin music to Charlotte and she catches it and puts them in the figure 8? If that happens, can I get the automatic win?
No.
Damn.
Cam thinks that Becky's gonna turn with the Welcoming Committee. That could happen.
It's quite
the
possible.
only problem I have with that is that if you do that, then you have 4 heel divas and 2 face divas on SmackDown, so the balance is thrown off. That's the only reason why I don't think it will happen, but it is a possibility.
And they could always go with that storyline and then have Becky kind of take over and kind of eventually kick Natalya out or something.
Double turn.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Could be.
We'll see.
Then we got the Usos versus Breezango. I'm going with the Usos.
Same.
I don't see the Usos losing for a while. With the promos they've been like, not that Breezango doesn't deserve a shot, they do, and not that they've been entertaining, and not that those guys aren't workhorses. But the Usos with their promos right now have just reached another level, and I don't think you take the titles off somebody that's as hot as that right now. And then what you do is, whenever the New Day comes back, I don't know if they're repackaging them or whatever, but they haven't put them on actual SmackDown in a while.
It's because Kofi's injured.
Oh, is Kofi hurt?
Yeah, he was injured, and I think it's for like 8 weeks, something like that, similar to what happened with Dawson or Dash Wilder. That's part of why they did the injury angle with him, because of the fact that he did actually have like something going on with his ankle, and he had surgery on it.
Well, in that case, get well soon, Kofi.
Yep.
Really hope you get better soon. I think New Day versus Usos. These Usos versus the New Day, like, I think that's gold. That's gonna be gold.
And even if they're not ready yet by the time that if the New Day isn't ready yet, there's still plenty of other tag teams. They've got the Clones, they've got American Alpha that they could do again. You've got the Ascension, which aren't as big, but I mean, they do have other teams to stall just in case to build up to that.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, like, if, say you want to keep the New Day off for another month, you have the Usos run through another, maybe you have the Usos, like, run through almost every other team in the division, and you basically have nobody can stop us, and then, SmackDown Live!
Yep.
Don't you dare be sour! And then the New Day comes out, and then you got yourself a really good tag team rivalry, and then the SmackDown Live tag division, which seems like it really wasn't doing much a couple months ago, is just surging.
Yep.
Okay, then we got Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles U.S. title match. I'm going with Kevin Owens because they're really trying to do this Face of America thing, and I really don't think they want to kill that off, especially after he just traded the title with Jericho. I don't think they want to end his second reign so quickly. Plus, if my prediction is right, Sami Zayn, I feel like Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles would be good, but then you'd have to turn either of them heel. And Sami Zayn is too good of a babyface, and AJ Styles just turned babyface.
That's not necessarily true.
I feel like I'm going to go with Kevin Owens retaining, and then we're going to get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn reliving their rivalry for the United States Championship, this time with something physical on the line.
I'm going to agree with you there.
Yeah, you're going to agree that Kevin Owens is going to win this one?
Yeah, because I have a feeling that with AJ, that, you know, they're probably going to do something like Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, or Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin, or something like that.
I could see AJ versus Baron Corbin being very interesting, though.
I agree.
Very good.
But I could see them doing one of those matches for the U.S. title, and I don't see them not having AJ Styles in a Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This kid, dude, Khalid 4 games. Yeah, Cameron hears us okay. The levels are coming in, so we got good volume. So yeah, I'm sorry. What was your last point there?
I don't see AJ Styles not being in Money in the Bank match.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna be the next event they're gonna be involved in, right?
I don't know if that's the next one, but I know it's the next big one that I think is gonna be a joint show.
Yeah. All right, and then we got the main event: Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship match. I hate to say it, Jinder's winning. I think they're putting the championship on Jinder.
I'm gonna stick with Orton.
I think with the way that they're building him up, I think they might stun him. They might stun it and have Jinder win it. Part of me believes, Orton can just run through all three of them, and then you just keep this going with them chasing it. But if they really want to shock people and really tick people off, they'll put the belt on Jinder for like just a month, and then Randy comes right back and wins the title right back the following month. But this way, not only do you give Jinder that title to complete that push, which I don't like, you also get to put the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on an Indian superstar. Indian superstar. He's technically Canadian, but Indian superstar.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, well, there was Khali, yes, but you can put it on Jinder.
Okay. I still am hoping that Randy wins, and I'm partially doing that because, as I have stated before, I'm just going to say it again. Cameron, I understand what you're saying about finding Orton as champ boring. I agree. I loved the stuff Orton was doing with Bray Wyatt before the championship got involved.
Until WrestleMania, when they did all that LED ridiculous on the ring stuff. Then it got weird.
But, as I have pointed out before on this show, if Jinder Mahal wins the WWE Championship, I am not watching SmackDown Live until he is no longer WWE Champion.
That kind of sucks, too, because SmackDown Live, with exception to Jinder Mahal, has been amazing.
Exactly, but if
I do not like the Jinder Mahal stuff at all. I mean, I will say it's kind of interesting, but not interesting on a should be the main event level to me.
Exactly. If this was happening with, let's say,
if he was doing title, yeah, exactly. If he was doing this with say against Sami Zayn, if Sami Zayn was a champion, or AJ Styles if AJ Styles was a champion, or maybe he was doing this beating up Sami Zayn to work his way up, that would be cool. But he just immediately went right up to the main event. It's like, but this guy was losing in 2 seconds to people just a week ago. Like, what the hell?
And it also bothers me because this also happened right after he gave Finn Balor a concussion.
Yeah.
He moved over after giving Finn Balor a concussion. It's, let's put him in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because he was getting so much heat in general that they're like, let's put a rocket on this guy because people like booing him. It's no, people just don't like him.
Yeah.
Which is why, it's the only real way I have of protesting WWE is if you're not going to do that, then I'm not going to watch your product.
Mm-hmm.
That simple.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be a quick 1 month thing to give Jinder the belt to try and establish him and finish that push, and then they'll have Randy Orton beat him at the very next event. So that way it keeps Randy Orton doing something until they have a Money in the, like you said, a Money in the Bank guy maybe to work with him. So I think Jinder's going to win. So to recap our Backlash predictions, we both have Ty Dillinger against Aiden English. Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. You have Luke Harper, I have Eric Rowan. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. I have Sami Zayn, you have Baron Corbin. Charlotte, Naomi, Becky versus Welcoming Committee. You have Charlotte, Naomi, Becky. I have Welcoming Committee. We both have the Usos against Breezango. We both have Kevin Owens against AJ Styles. And you have Randy Orton. I have Jinder Mahal in the main event.
Yep.
So just to look things over, as opposed to last month where we pretty much had all but 2 of the matches picked the same, we differ on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. So unless we go 3-3 against one another in those matches, we will finally have a predictions champion here on the Super Grapple Bros podcast. So let's see. Before we move on to gaming, because that's gonna be it for wrestling. Big Stupid said that he thinks Orton wins, but it's under shady circumstances to push it to another pay-per-view, or Rusev interferes and you throw Rusev in there. Yeah. Honestly, I would lose my SH. I will not say that last letter in that word.
P, right?
Yeah. I will lose my ship. My ship will be gone off in the waves if Rusev comes out and like beats up Randy Orton or something, and or even Jinder Mahal. If it's a face turn, he goes after Jinder Mahal and he's immediately thrown in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship picture. I would love to see that. I would love to see Rusev in the main event.
Thank you for your support, Cam.
Cam, what is up? Why? You're not... Why? Why you guys gotta hate on me like that?
It's cool.
Yeah, hate on me.
I'll just have lots of fun with that title.
Nobody wants me to win the championship. Okay, anyway, we're going to transition over to gaming news. And we're going to talk first about the game I'm wearing the shirt for. Destiny. Destiny 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Overwatch.
Well, there's Overwatch stuff. We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
We'll still be talking about Blizzard.
I know you want to talk about your Overwatch. Yeah, we will be talking about Blizzard. Big Destiny 2 news this week.
Lots of it.
Yesterday was a big Destiny 2 gameplay reveal event where we got to see gameplay of the Destiny sequel for the first time. We also got a lot of information on the game.
I just want to point out that I think it was a little much, all of the stuff they released, just because me personally... Fun story. Today I got to watch it, and I got to watch it whilst doing dishes and other household chores because there was no other way I'd be able to watch it before the podcast.
I mean, to be fair, it was only an hour-long stream. To me, it's funny.
It was like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, but still.
I know, but like to me, as a like hardcore Destiny fan who plays Destiny every single week and loves the game, like I felt like it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And a lot of what they said was stuff that was like, okay, cool, this is stuff that should have been in Destiny 1 to begin with, and I was like, can I see what else? Can I get more information? And they didn't give it, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. I'm excited, but I'm not like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah. Like,
well, I'm just gonna say, me personally with Destiny, I like Destiny. I played it. It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I still have the Return of, or whatever, the King thing that they released.
King to beat? You haven't even played Rise of Iron?
I'm gonna point this out.
Shame this man. Shame this man.
I'm not even done. I got the thing, the game and everything, as a Christmas gift last year, and it's still not opened.
I'll give you a firm backhand.
There's so many other games and so little time.
Because I'm rank 6 in my Age of Triumph book.
Okay, I have 3 kids.
All I gotta do is get to rank 7, and then I can get my nice fancy t-shirt. I've got the year 2 Age of Triumph shirt. I can get the year 3 Age of Triumph shirt soon. But anyway, breaking down a bunch of the stuff that they said. Storyline, they start off with the campaign. The first thing they showed off was Zavala, the leader of the Vanguard. He's a Titan. Awoken is his race. How he got brought back to life by his ghost. How he got found by his ghost, and how he made his way to the tower, and him battling at what was known as the Battle of the Six Fronts, I believe, against the Fallen, fighting with Shax and Lord Saladin.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Shax, not Shaq.
There's
showed them fighting together, which is a real cool fan service moment for fans, because It's lore that the three of those guys used to be really, really tight, and then there was a rift between Lord Saladin and Zavala and Shaxx, and Lord Saladin went away, and now the three of them don't get along as well. So it was like a cool little fan service to see them like back to back to back fighting Fallen.
Yeah.
And then we went into the first mission of the game, where the tower gets blown the hell up by Gary.
Yep.
By Gary, not Gaul. His name is Gary.
Gary.
And basically, everything's gone to hell. The speaker is missing. His entire observatory thing blown up. That's gone. We get to see We get to see like the cool thing is that one of the big things about Destiny 1 is that the NPCs, they gave you a lot of what's the word, exposition, I believe it is. But you never saw them in action. In this one, you see them in action. You see Zavala pop a bubble to protect you, shooting enemies. You go over, you see Ikora Ray Nova bomb a ship.
Yeah.
Which was badass. You didn't really see much of Cade, but that's because it's like a serious moment, and somebody brought up, Cade's more the comic relief, voiced by Nathan Fillion.
I was just gonna say that it's Nathan Fillion, and I really, really like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Cade, Nathan Fillion as Cade. And then you see Amanda Holiday, who's an important NPC from Destiny. And then you get introduced to Gaul. We find out that Gaul is not just a generic bad guy,
but also Wonder Woman.
What?
It's the actress's name.
Oh.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, Gal Gadot. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that went right over my head. I was like, what? Fail. But yeah, Gaul, he's got motivations. The villains in Destiny, they really haven't had a ton of motivation outside of really Oryx. The Fallen in Rise of Iron, they just wanted Siva to destroy humanity and to get stronger and become like their gods.
They just wanted to destroy humanity.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean like actual personal motivations instead of like
typical
stereotypical bad guy. We must destroy the world.
Yes.
The Vex was like, we want to control everything. Crota was like, I wanted to kill humanity because that was the job assigned to me by my father. Oryx had a bit of motivation because it was like, you killed my son and now you're gonna get it.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yes. Yes, pretty much. But with Gaul, his story is he and the Red Legion were brought up very young by the Cabal. To say that they were like some of the greatest warriors of the Cabal Empire, and as a result, they, as the greatest warriors, deserved the blessing of the Traveler and the blessing of the Light, and that they were destined to become guardians and to basically be what caused the Traveler to come to the Cabal Empire and bring its light to the Cabal Empire. So he is filled with jealousy and rage against the Guardians and humanity
because the Traveler is all like, nah, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
yep,
nah, F that. I'm gonna go over here with these guys. They seem cool, even though there's a chance that one of their war minds may have shot me and put me into a deep coma.
It's cool.
So basically he's there he takes the Traveler's light. He uses this massive ship that acts as like a barrier or a shield that traps the Traveler, blocks its light, and he's basically trying to take the Traveler's light for himself and for the Red Legion and cuts you off from your light. And it's up to you to regain your powers, help the Vanguard regain their powers, and stop Gaul. Gary. We got to see the 3 new subclasses, which were the Arc Strider for the Hunter, which basically you get this massive lance and you're just dancing around and doing all kinds of flips, stuff that Randy Orton doesn't like, and you're stabbing things left and right with your lance.
I really like that, yeah.
Which was pretty cool. My favorite, which hurts me because I want to roll Hunter and I probably will roll Hunter, but it entices me to play Titan more.
If I get the game, I'm going with Hunter, but
the Titan is basically Captain America.
Yeah,
he summons a void shield and can
as soon as
protect
I saw
people
that,
and start throwing the shield around.
I saw that and I just thought, so basically, you're just trying to get every Marvel fan to be like, I can finally be Captain America, and get them to play your game that way.
And then you've got the Warlock had the
Dawnbringer sword thing.
The Dawn sword. Oh God, why am I forgetting it? But
I think it was called the Dawnbringer.
Dawnbringer or whatever.
It was cool. And
Dawnblade. It was Dawnblade.
Yeah,
Dawnblade.
It looks very effective, but
yeah, basically you summon a flaming sword that you can strike people with, or you can jump in the air and float in the air and throw your flaming sword at enemies to kill them.
Or you could toast some bread with it.
Or it could also be a hat.
That'd be pretty bad hat. Toaster, possible. Hat, Unless you're like Ghost Rider or some shit, I don't think this is gonna work.
No, trust me, it's so cool. Oh my god, I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
God.
And then other stuff, PvP changes.
4v4.
All PvP modes will be 4v4, no more 6v6 or 3v3, which is cool. There is a heads-up display now that will show each character in the game, as like a little box. There will be a symbol to show you what subclass they are. And when it fills yellow, it lets you know that means that their super is active. It lets you know if they have heavy ammo, which we'll get into is it heavy or super that it's called? I think it's heavy, right? Heavy weapon.
Yeah.
Or power
Yeah,
weapon. Power weapon. If they have power ammo. And then also in modes where everybody gets one revive point. Everybody on the team gets one revive point, which you lose if you die or revive someone. So you get one revive point per round. Everybody does. So, like, let's say you get shot and you die, we go from 4 revive points to 3. And then I have to wait 10 seconds. If I get to you and revive you, we're down to 2.
Yeah.
Basically. As a team. And we can't revive anybody anymore because you died and I revived you.
Just be fodder then.
Yeah. So that works. I believe each work is gonna run as I'm not gonna open that song. Don't do song requests. Sorry. We are going to. It looks like every game mode, like I was saying, was going to be elimination or do the objective. They had a bomb one where you went and you planted the charge, and they had to wait for the charge to blow up. And if you're on defense, you got to prevent them from setting the charge or defuse the charge. Trials of Osiris will be back. No other information aside from that Trials will be back. Yeah, that's pretty much it from a basic bare bones standpoint on PvP that I know of. New way that they're doing weapons. Instead of a primary, special, and heavy, you have kinetic, which is just straight bullets, regular bullet damage guns. Energy, which is it will deal a certain type of damage, arc, solar, or void, which will deal extra damage to enemies that have that kind of shield. Or if you're in PvP, deals extra damage to somebody who has like that type of energy and is using their super. So like, say I've got my like Arc Strider. As a hunter and I'm spinning around with my lance, if you have a gun that deals arc damage, you will deal extra damage to me while I'm in my super. So you can potentially kill me before I get to you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you might not die. One other quick, and then you also have your power ammo. Shotguns and sniper rifles are being moved to the power ammo spot, and they're gonna act a lot more like like the heavy weapons or like the weapons around the map in Halo were.
Yeah.
Where basically like you have them on you, but you don't get ammo for them. You have to go get the ammo for them from power ammo crates, and they all are one-shot kills.
Yeah.
But the heavy ammo, when you pick it up, it's only for one person instead of all different people also like Halo. I've also heard the movement speed for people has been slowed down more to like a Halo type style. Not Halo 5, but just Halo in general.
Yeah.
Also, abilities don't like do as much damage in PvP as they used to. Sticky grenades do not one-hit kill people. Melee attacks takes 3 melee attacks to kill somebody in Crucible. New Strike as well, which there's a video out for it. You're on Nessus, one of the new planets, which there's 3 new planets, 4 new areas. The European Dead Zone on Earth, Nessus, Io, and Titan. Each of the 3 planets outside of Earth, it seems like the story is going to focus on getting each member of the Vanguard their powers back. On Nessus, it's taken over by the Vex. It's basically become a machine world, and you basically just have to go and kill the boss. It's like a dungeon thing. There is going to be a new dungeon. No info on that. Let's see. There's a few other things. The maps are going to be more open world. The European Dead Zone is apparently at least 2 times larger than any map they've had before. What else about it? And each open map
going into orbit now.
Yeah, no, you don't have to go into orbit in order to find anything or go into a different part on your planet. And you don't have to go to orbit to go from planet to planet, which is cool. The open worlds, in addition to having all the regular stuff or like retooled versions of like patrols and stuff like that, they have like side quests that you can get from people, from NPCs. So you'll be interacting with NPCs on there. Stuff will show up on your map, important things and quests as you get close to them. And also there will be what's known as what was the name of it again? It was like these hidden zones. I don't know I can't remember the technical term.
Yeah.
But they were like hidden zones, which are basically they're not on the map, but you can stumble upon them or find them. And they basically become dungeons. They're like mini dungeons that you go into, you fight things, there's a boss at the end, and you kill the boss, and there's treasure at the end.
Yeah.
Trying to think, a couple of last things is they are also introducing clan support.
Yes.
Where you can have a clan, you develop a clan banner, which the artifact slot in Destiny is now being replaced with a clan banner slot, so you can wear your clan banner. Clan gets to design a banner, pick its name, pick a description about what it is, and then they have introduced a form of matchmaking through clans called guided games.
Yes.
Where for endgame content like the Raid, Trials of Osiris, or the Nightfall Strike, if a clan is short 1 or 2 people, they can set up a guided game saying, we are a clan, this is what we're all about, and we're looking for 2 people to join us. And then solo people can search through the clans and find games that they want to join into, and they can accept or reject a clan looking for a game, and they can pick which game they want to join.
Yeah, they get to see which clan is the best fit for them.
Yeah, and then the final bit of clan stuff is that whenever you achieve something, everybody in your clan gets clan rewards. There was no real details on what you have to do to achieve stuff, whether that's story progression, completing strikes, completing endgame stuff, or maybe hitting certain levels or whatever.
PvP, whatever.
But there will be clan rewards for stuff that people in the clan do. And then the last few things about it are, beta also later this summer, no date given yet. PC, we do not know if it's going to launch on September 8th. They did not commit to saying it would launch on September 8th. They said it was coming soon.
It will come to PC through
Battle.net. It will come to PC through Battle.net in a partnership with Blizzard.
Yeah.
But also, the PC version will have an uncapped frame rate and can run in 4K, which means it can do 60 frames per second or potentially more. Console, however, on PS4 Pro and I believe Scorpio will go 4K, but it caps out at 30 frames per second, no 60 frames per second, which is a big deal nowadays, because a lot of gaming is moving on to 60 frames per second, especially in online games where like those extra frames are crucial in getting kills and being better in PvP. So it's leaving people, the Destiny community, kind of torn on whether they want to stick with PS4 and be with PS4 when it launches, or Xbox, or if they have a gaming capable PC to go to PC, or to maybe buy a PC rig and go on PC for the higher frames per second.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did an update in the future where they made it so that way people who own the PS Pro, the PlayStation 4 Pro, or the Scorpio could change settings to make it like 60 frames per second on those machines because they're more powerful. But
according from what I've heard, Bungie has said that it will not be 60 frames per second no matter what on there. They said that they tested it and that those consoles just cannot handle the game the way it is built because it's so massive and MMO-like on 60 frames per second.
Won't bother me now.
And that, I believe, is everything that we got from the gameplay reveal
of
Destiny 2 yesterday. What are your thoughts? Because I just kind of list everything off. Just quick hot take really quick before we move on.
If I somehow have money for it, I'll get it. If I don't, I'll ask for it for Christmas or something.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking it up because I'm a huge Destiny fan. I think once the beta gets closer, and I've seen gameplay, so the gameplay looks fun. I think once E3 hits and we get some E3 announcements, maybe we see some of the raid, maybe we see something about trials, more clan information, and we get to do the beta, then I'll get more and more excited. Right now is like that's cool. They're fixing a lot of things that was a problem with Destiny 1, but like I want to learn more. Also, another unfortunate thing that a lot of people are upset with, no dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But that was all of the Destiny news. I know it was a lot to cover.
Yep.
We're going to stick with Blizzard since we mentioned the Blizzard sponsorship with Destiny. In other Blizzard news, Overwatch is getting another event. It's a 1-year anniversary event.
Not too many details about what the event is going to be, other than it'll have unique things like new skins and emotes and voice lines and things of that nature, and that they will have 3 new maps as well. Yeah, 3 new arena-style maps. So it makes me think they might introduce a new game mode, maybe. Because arena-style makes me think more team deathmatch.
or straight deathmatch than strategy or like objective based games, which Overwatch has been all about. So I'm thinking, so it makes me wonder if maybe for the year anniversary they're going to introduce a form of deathmatch.
Well, they said
Overwatch.
they're going to be adding new modes, but like I said, 3 new maps,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited for it. I know one looks like it's a new area of like Eichenwald or something like that, but.
And then
they did release the view of some of the skins and stuff as well, which personally
they were like, eh.
Yeah.
The Soldier 76 one I thought looked cool.
It looked all right, but
like the rest of them weren't really that great. They have dance emotes, which look kind of cool.
Yeah.
And what else did they have? They had voice lines, which were just all right. And
the maps.
And then the map stuff, which the maps look cool.
Yeah.
But this is just a tease. They're gonna have, I'm sure, a lot more stuff. And there's also rumors that they may finally, for the anniversary edition, all the game modes potentially finally put Doomfist out there.
That'd be nice.
Which we won't know until we get closer to the event, or they make another formal announcement.
Yeah.
May 23rd to June 12th is when it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to take the next? I'll let you take over on the next couple things. I've been talking for a while.
2 that'll kind of group together a little bit because they go together. Ubisoft has announced that they're going to be holding their E3 press conference on June 12th, and it will start at 1 Pacific time.
That's the Monday, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because that's normally when they go.
And along with that, the other news that they've released this week is that they are going to be coming out with The Crew 2, and what more people seem to be more excited about is Far Cry 5.
Get excited.
They haven't really said any other information other than telling people to subscribe to their YouTube channel because something will be coming soon. And a very, very kind of generic logo for it. But I love the Far Cry games, and I'm excited for what they have with Far Cry 5. The rumor has it that it's going to be taking place in Minnesota, and also word that there might be VAS back in the game.
Really?
Yeah. But
interesting.
We'll see.
Well, they also showed, I saw on Polygon, they credited their main image also to Ubisoft of Far Cry, and it had a background. And I know they went to Montana, like that area. I just believe they went to Montana to look at stuff. And you see a river and a stream and almost like a plains with a snowy mountain cap in the back, which sounds like middle Northern America to me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
the
it sounds
only
like it's on the right track.
Real thing that they released for it was just the Far Cry 5 logo in front of a white background.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ubisoft themselves have released.
Yeah. And hello to KF, and guess who's back, by the way. So yeah, Far Cry 5, I am very excited. Looking forward to it. Far Cry is always fun. I'm yet to finish a Far Cry game, but I always have fun just screwing around in the open world.
Yeah, actually, when I heard about that and the rumors started, I decided that maybe I'll actually go and try to actually beat Far Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good amount of way through the game, and then other things came up. So, and then other than that, it's been announced that Netflix is going to be having a series based on the books from the Witcher series, not the actual games themselves, but the same books that those games are based off of. So I like The Witcher, and I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
They got that. They got Castlevania. Looks like they're starting to grab up a bunch of good properties that will, I think, make good video TV series based off video games.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the Netflix series is that they got a production studio that makes animated, like CG, promotional stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be a live action Witcher series. It might be an animated, like a CG animated, like 3D model animated Witcher.
I would still be fine with that.
Yeah, which will be cool. I mean, like, I've never been able to get into the Witcher series, and that's surely because of the fact that there is so much content to play in those games that it's just intimidating. But I'm always for fantasy, so I'm definitely interested in checking out the TV series since I've heard that the Witcher property has been so highly regarded.
Yeah.
So.
All right. And the only other thing we really have other than that was all the announcements from Nintendo.
Yes.
Which I did not get to look too deep into, but I know they did a lot of talk about ARMS, how they're going to be doing, I guess, a test run. They called it a test punch for the game. I think they said later this month or something like that, just to see how it's doing. As well as they're going to be having free content for the game after the game releases, and that they're going to be adding 3 new characters to it named Twintail, Kid Cobra, and Bite and Bark. And then they also did a new trailer for Splatoon 2, which has revealed some information for the single player of the game. Other than that, I didn't really hear too much from this whole thing. I don't know
Yeah,
if you heard any more.
all I've really heard about was the ARMS stuff from the Nintendo Direct, and about how ARMS, and I've heard impressions from an IGN video that ARMS is more less like Punch Out, like it looks like, because when you look at the game, you're kind of like behind your character, and it looks very Punch Outy. But they said it feels more Street Fighter like than Punch Out. You're not just simply standing there moving side to side and punching. Each character, I guess, is more unique, or each set of arms is unique. And each different set of arms has different strategies or attributes. Like a large arm, it will hit a slow but heavy punch. There are other arms that you will fire, and if you miss the person, it has the chance to hook around and wrap around the person. So it sounds really interesting. I mean, when I first saw ARMS, I was like, I don't know what to think of it. It looks like a meh Nintendo title. But when I saw more action and people talking it over, and the more I hear about it, it actually sounds like it might be really intriguing and a really fun fighting game. And another strong game for the Switch, because the Switch has Breath of Fire, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If ARMS hits, it'll have ARMS.
Breath of Fire?
Breath of the Wild. That's what I meant.
There we go.
Breath of Fire is a totally different series. Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's got Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If ARMS hits, it's got ARMS. If Splatoon, I wasn't a big Splatoon fan, actually. I never played the first Splatoon, but if Splatoon 1 was highly regarded, if Splatoon 2 hits, then that's good. And then you got the Mario game. That's 4 to 5 good games in the first year, which is honestly strong for a console's first year.
Yeah.
When you look at the PS4 and the Xbox One, they had a bunch of games that people would buy, but as far as games that were critically and commercially successful, normally you won't, with a console's first year, you get maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So sounds very promising for Nintendo.
Yep. I think that just about does it for us now, huh?
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this edition of the Super Grapple Bros. Episode 7 comes to a close. Next week, we will be recapping our predictions, going over TakeOver and Backlash, in addition to the, regular week in review. We'll have our typical, video game news stuff. And then I think the week after that, for episode 9, we'll probably try to step away a little bit from the wrestling in order to do more of a full E3 preview, because that'll be the week before E3. So we'll probably do a big E3 prediction week for episode 9, and next week will be a review and look back at our predictions for Backlash and NXT TakeOver Chicago. So that's it for us this week, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, tuning in, watching, and giving us a listen if you're on SoundCloud and iTunes, because we are on SoundCloud at Super Grapple Bros. We are on iTunes at Super Grapple Bros. And also on my El Murpho YouTube channel. You can find us and check us out in video on demand form. It will also be highlighted here on Twitch. You can catch us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. YouTube.com/LMurphoReal is my YouTube channel, where you guys can watch us there. Again, SoundCloud, iTunes. If you leave us a positive rating on iTunes, it will help more people find the podcast there. So please do that. We would really appreciate it.
Rate, review, and subscribe.
Yeah, give us some thumbs up, some likes, all that good stuff. For DMurph, I have been El Murpho, and thank you guys for coming by. We will see you all next week. Take care and enjoy Backlash and TakeOver Chicago.
Yep. Peace.
Deuces. These deuces, or these deuces. Either deuce. I think this is an offensive deuce. This is a peace and love deuce. So, not the deuce in the bathroom.
Just close it out.
Bye, guys.
Peace.